Emily and I have been married for 5 years. On my birthday, she was busy publicly announcing her love with her male secretary. The caption read, "No matter how many wrong turns we take, true love will always find its way." I liked and shared the post, and she immediately deleted it. Then, right in front of all our friends and her male secretary, Mario, she scolded me for not being able to take a joke. If it had been before, I would have gone straight to her office and beaten Mario until he couldn't take care of himself. But after being hurt so deeply, I suddenly found I just didn't care anymore. Chapter 01. Yesterday was my birthday. I waited for her all night, but she never came home. In the past, she would bring her friends over to celebrate with me, so I took the day off and cooked a whole table of dishes. By 11:30, she still hadn't returned. She didn't answer my calls or reply to my messages. Later, I saw a post from her male secretary, Mario. On WeChat Moments, they were having a party outside. Looking at the table full of food and the untouched cake, I lost all appetite. Emily didn't come back until the next morning. I was cleaning up the table when she walked in. She seemed to have forgotten it was my birthday yesterday. "These are all made by you?" she asked. "Yeah," I nodded lightly. "Sorry, my friends dragged me out for a party yesterday. I totally forgot." If it had been before, I would have asked how she could forget my birthday, but now, I didn't feel like saying much. While I cleaned, Emily frowned. "Don't bother cooking next time. I'm tired of eating this stuff all the time." Tired of it, or tired of me? "Oh right, Richard, I brought you a gift. I saw it. Just leave it there." Every time we had a fight, Emily would buy me a gift. It was our little relationship rule. Once you accept the gift, you're not allowed to stay mad. Seeing that I didn't open it, she took off my apron and said with a smile, "Birthday boy, go take a rest. I'll make you a bowl of longevity noodles." Then she pushed me into the living room and went into the kitchen. 20 minutes later, I smelled something burning. Emily was still at the dining table, laughing at something on her phone, so I went to turn off the stove myself. I remade the noodles using her recipe. When I brought them out, she had gone to the bathroom. Her phone lit up on the table. "Emmy, I miss you so much. I had such a great time yesterday." "Did you?" Before I could set the bowl down, she shouted, "Who told you to look at my messages?" "I didn't. I just, Emily shoved me aside. The bowl slipped, scalding both my hands red. She glanced at me, snorted, and said she'd take me to the hospital. I wanted to refuse, but my hands hurt too much to drive, so I went along. When I tried to open the passenger door, she stopped me and told me to sit in the back. As soon as I sat down, I saw a sign taped to the passenger seat, "Reserved for baby Mario." Hanging from the rearview mirror was a photo of Emily and Mario hugging. Emily noticed my silence and thought I was sulking about sitting in the back. "I just didn't want you to struggle with the seatbelt. Don't overthink it." I didn't respond. She caught my expression in the mirror, followed my gaze, and her face went pale. That sign was just Mario joking around. Don't take it seriously." "Oh, and the photo frame too." The car fell silent, except for the sound of the radio. Chapter 02. This was taken during a team building event. Mario said I looked good in it, so he hung it up. "It does look good," I replied, then turned my head toward the window. Through the rearview mirror, Emily looked at me, confusion flickering in her eyes. "Aren't you mad?" "Mad? Why should I be?" I thought about it. Back then, I definitely would have been furious. I'd have ripped the photo and sticker off, thrown them away, and fought with Emily for hours. But now, I just didn't care anymore. To be honest, I barely cared about Emily herself these days. So why would I be jealous? "Can you drive faster? I've got a meeting after the doctor's appointment." Hearing that, she stepped on the gas, and the car shot toward the hospital. We were only 2 intersections away when her phone rang. "I promise, I belong to you, forever." That was Mario's custom ringtone. He was drunk, saying he missed her, that his head hurt, and he just wanted to see her. When the call ended, Emily seemed to forget I was still in the car. At the next light, she turned right, heading straight for Mario's apartment. The car screeched to a stop downstairs. She hurriedly took some medicine from the glove box, glanced at me, and said casually, "I left a contract upstairs. I'll just grab it real quick." Then she locked the car and jogged inside. I waited, and waited. 2 hours passed. My hands were covered in blisters, burning and throbbing, my chest tight with frustration. I felt sick, so I grabbed the emergency window breaker from my keychain. Crack! The glass shattered. The security guard came running at the sound, saw my blistered, swollen hands and me trying to climb out, and panicked. He helped me out and called an ambulance right away. After the doctors treated the burns, I finally got home around 9 at night. Emily wasn't there. She hadn't even called. I was starving, but with both hands wrapped in bandages like some kind of clumsy robot, I had no choice but to order takeout. Half an hour later, just as I started eating, Emily came home. She glanced at me and said, "You only ordered one. What am I supposed to eat? You didn't say you were coming back for dinner." She knew my hands were injured, but before this, even if I didn't eat, I'd always make sure dinner was ready for her. For 5 years, more than 800 days, no matter how late she came home, there was always a hot meal waiting. I'd always be at the table, preparing her favorites. When I stayed silent, she frowned. "Why's the car window broken? Do you know how embarrassing that looked in front of my client?" I shrugged, lowered my head, and mumbled between bites. My hands were burning up. "You didn't come down for 2 hours, windows were closed." I could barely breathe. If the guard hadn't called the ambulance, the doctor said I might have needed a skin graft. Emily seemed stunned for a moment, realizing how badly I was hurt. Her eyes finally fell on my bandaged hands as I awkwardly tried to eat. She walked over slowly. "Sorry, Mario wasn't feeling well. I lost track of time. This is a tie I got for you. I remember you bought a gray wool suit, this matches it nicely." My mouth was greasy from the takeout. I looked up, meeting her condescending gaze. Glancing at the gift box, I said politely, "Thanks, but I'm not used to wearing hand-me-downs." Chapter 03. 3 days ago, I saw Mario's WeChat post. He was at a luxury store buying clothes and accessories. In the photo, Emily stood beside him, smiling so tenderly her eyes curved like crescents. "I'm not an idiot. That brand has a promotion right now. Spend over 200,000 yuan, and you get that exact tie as a free gift." Emily probably didn't expect me to know it was a giveaway. She gave an awkward little laugh. "I asked my secretary to bring over your real birthday present. Don't worry, you'll like it. My birthday was 2 days ago." "No need." Seeing I wasn't giving her any face, she snorted coldly, sat down on the couch, and turned on the TV. After dinner, I sat on the sofa reviewing meeting materials on my tablet. Meanwhile, Emily was happily eating takeout and watching anime, giggling from time to time like nothing was wrong. When she noticed my expression darken, she turned around, pretending to check on my injured hands. I instinctively pulled them away, accidentally knocking over a glass of water. Emily sneered, her tone dripping with mockery. "Why are you so petty for a grown man? So I made you wait in the car a little long. Big deal. Do you have to act like a kid about it? Can't you learn to be a little more mature, like Mario?" "I'm not angry," I said flatly, but to her, that probably looked like I was sulking. She rolled her eyes and went on. "Of course you're angry. You're jealous again, aren't you? How old are you? Still competing with a boy like Mario? Why don't you channel that energy into your career instead of your dirty little thoughts?" "I'm 29. Mario just graduated from college." Every time we fought, she'd say the same thing, that I was older but less mature than that kid, that my head was full of filthy suspicions. She'd claim she only saw Mario as a younger brother, then sit back and watch me get flustered defending myself, enjoying the twisted pleasure of being cared about. But not this time. This time, I didn't bother explaining. I didn't even say the usual line, "Then let's just get divorced." "What you think is your problem?" I said quietly, setting down the tablet and standing up. I slung my bag over my shoulder, ready to leave this cold, empty home for a bit of air. In the past, whenever we slept in separate rooms or I stormed out to crash at an internet cafe, Emily never stopped me. But this time, she followed me to the elevator, pressing a hand against the door to block me. "It's so late, where are you going?" I made up something on the spot. "There's a project at work. My team's pulling an all-nighter to meet the deadline. I can't just sleep at home while they're grinding, can I?" Then I brushed her hand aside, and the elevator doors slid shut. The moment I stepped out of the apartment complex, I called my buddy Samuel. Back when I was with Emily, she never let me hang out with friends. She said they were all bad influences, useless people who'd only drag me down, and I didn't want to upset her. So I always stayed home. Samuel sounded half-shocked when he picked up. Well, if it isn't Richard, what miracle brought you back to life?" "Midnight snack." "Whoa, who are you and what have you done with Richard?" "I'm serious. You in or not?" "If you're inviting me, I'm definitely in." An hour later, we met up at the old barbecue place we used to go to back in college, only this time, he'd brought 2 more people along. Chapter 04. The 4 of us had been college roommates, same dorm, same campus, same late-night instant noodles. After graduation, we all stayed in the same city. "So what's the occasion? How come you're out for a midnight snack? Your wife finally let you off the leash?" "From now on, I'm free anytime you call." "For real?" "Absolutely. Can't drink because of the injury. So cheers with soda instead." "Come on, bottoms up." They could tell something was off with me, so they didn't press. We talked about everything, the old days, graduation, work. It had been years since we'd all hung out, and the night was buzzing with laughter. My phone lit up suddenly. 2 WeChat messages from Emily. When I didn't respond, Samuel raised his brows. "Bro, your wife's blowing up your phone and you're just ignoring her." Everyone knew I'd been dating Emily since college, and that I used to bend over backward not to upset her. But now, I just didn't care anymore. Not only did I ignore her messages, after dinner, I suggested hitting a KTV for a proper get-together. It was 4:30 a.m. when I finally got home. Emily was still in the living room, watching anime. She glanced at me, and I said nothing, just went straight to the shower. When I came out, she walked in, slipped off her nightgown, and pressed her lips to mine. For a moment, my mind went blank. Then I pushed her away. Emily looked utterly shocked, her eyes filling with tears. Richard, what's that supposed to mean? I'm the one making the move here. It's my ovulation period. We'd been married 5 years. No kids. We'd both been checked, nothing wrong physically. But Emily rarely let me touch her. Only during these few days each month would she suddenly become interested. I dried off, opened the door, and said, "It's late. I'm tired. You should rest too." The same line she'd used on me countless times, but now it came from my mouth. Ignoring her darkened expression, I went straight to the bedroom. A moment later, I heard the door to the guest room slam shut. In the past, whenever she got angry, she'd kick me out to sleep there. This time, she went herself, with no guilt left weighing on me. I slept better than I had in years. When I woke up for work the next morning, I didn't even feel tired. Later that day, I closed a huge deal at the office. My boss grinned at me. "So, what do you want, a promotion or a raise?" "Mr. Moo, I remember you mentioned an overseas project that needed a manager. I'm interested." For the next week, Emily and I slept in separate rooms. We'd each leave early for work, come home late, and head straight to our own bedrooms without exchanging a single word. On the 8th morning, I woke up to find a basket of steaming soup dumplings on the table. That was Emily's peace offering. She knew they were my favorite, her way of extending an olive branch. I didn't eat them. I just left for work. After a long, busy day, I came home to an empty apartment. Emily still wasn't back, and honestly, I didn't mind the quiet. I made myself a bowl of scallion oil noodles, ate while scrolling through WeChat moments. Not long after, I stumbled upon a new wedding video posted by Emily's best friend. "Thank you to all my family and friends for coming to my wedding. Wishing everyone happiness with the one they love." In the video, her friend handed the bridal bouquet to Emily. When the host asked if she had a boyfriend, Emily smiled radiantly and pointed at Mario. "Heh, didn't even bother to wait until the divorce. So eager to show him off, truly can't hold back." Huh. Chapter 5. Give it a like, I thought. Since I've already posted it, at least I'm being polite. Not even 10 minutes later, Emily's call came through. "Richard, don't misunderstand that video," she said hurriedly. "It's Emma's wedding today. I got too busy and forgot to tell you. I just asked Mario to pretend to be my boyfriend for a bit. So." Emily hesitated. "Don't get me wrong." "Get you wrong about what?" "Everyone around you knows your husband is me." "Richard, you really think if you bring Mario, they'll believe he's me?" "You can lie to me if you want," I said calmly, "but don't end up lying to yourself too. It's not like that. Please don't be angry." Her words confused me. Why would I be angry? "You're not angry?" "No." I didn't want to continue this pointless conversation. "I'm eating. Nothing important," I said, and hung up before she could reply. Moments later, she sent a message. "I'll pick you up after work tomorrow. Emma wants to have dinner with us to celebrate her marriage." I didn't reply. After eating, I went straight to bed, without needing to worry about Emily anymore. My evenings were practically my own. My overall state improved a lot. Recently, I'd been doing so well at work that even my boss wanted me to lead an overseas project. But I told him I needed to wait until I got divorced. Emily was waiting downstairs at my company in her Porsche. Instinctively, I opened the front passenger door, only to find Mario sitting there. "Richard, going to dinner together?" His tone was dripping with provocation. "Sorry to interrupt your date," I replied with a faint smile, then opened the back door and got in. Emily frowned slightly at my words. During the drive, she kept glancing at me through the rearview mirror, trying awkwardly to start conversations about my day. I brushed her off with a few vague answers and closed my eyes to rest. When we got out, she tugged at my arm. "Are you very tired?" "Oh, just busy with work," I said casually, and walked ahead without waiting for her. She sighed and followed behind. As soon as we entered the private room, Emma came up with exaggerated enthusiasm. "Oh, Richard, you not coming to my wedding was literally the only flaw in my perfect day. Come, sit." Emma had helped Emily cover up for her many times before. Tonight's dinner was probably no exception. "No need to be so polite," I smiled. "If anything, I owe you my congratulations." "I'm really sorry," I added. "If I'd known you were getting married, I definitely would have come." "Emma, congratulations on your marriage," Emily chimed in. "Let's all toast to Emma together." Just as I was about to refuse, Emma glanced at my hands. No need," she said quickly. "Richard's hand is injured, he probably can't drink. I'll just take the sentiment." It was only then she noticed the bandages on my hand. Her face flushed red in embarrassment. After we sat down, Emily sat next to me and started serving me food. Seeing that, Mario moved to sit on her other side, jealousy flickering in his eyes. Dinner went on without much incident, except for Mario's occasional attempts to assert his presence. Emma, however, seemed surprised by my calm demeanor. In the past, I'd never hesitated to call her out whenever she helped Emily deceive me, and I'd always made a scene. But this time, I even joked with her, making her laugh until she promised. Next time, dinner's on me. I never realized you were actually this funny. Richard. Chapter 6. Just as the dinner party was in full swing, the restaurant owner knocked on the door and came in to ask if we were satisfied with the food. Then, casually, he added, "Miss Emily, shall we deduct tonight's bill from the membership card you and Mr. Mario have on file?" The once lively private room instantly fell silent. Everyone's eyes subtly turned toward me. "Just take it from the card," I said with a faint smile. "Emma just got married. I didn't even give her a gift. I can't let the bride pay for dinner too." After that, I smiled and excused myself to go to the restroom. Emily hurried out after me, her tone unusually anxious. "Richard, we had a lot of client dinners here for work. Since we always come to this place, Mario and I just made a membership card together. Don't get the wrong idea." I shook my head. "Do I really look that petty to you?" Without waiting for her to respond, I went straight into the restroom. When I came back, everyone was taking turns toasting Mario. Emily was standing protectively in front of him, drinking glass after glass on his behalf like a mother hen shielding her chick. Old memories started flooding back. Around this same time last year, we'd also been in this private room. Her friends had taken turns pressuring me to drink. Halfway through, I felt a stabbing pain in my stomach, but Emily didn't even glance at me. She just mocked. "A grown man can't handle a little alcohol. Stop pretending. You're ruining the fun." Then she even joined those so-called friends, holding me down and forcing me to drink one glass after another. When the dinner finally ended, my face was pale as a sheet. I collapsed to the floor, vomiting a mouthful of dark red blood before being rushed to the hospital. The doctor said I had an alcohol allergy, and since I rarely ate properly, the excessive drinking had caused a gastric perforation. Emily looked at me lying weakly on the hospital bed, and instead of showing concern, she scolded me. "You're pathetic. Who gets a stomach perforation from a few drinks? You embarrassed me in front of everyone. Useless. Absolutely useless." The bitter memory sent a wave of anger surging through me. Without saying a word, I turned and left the dinner early. When I got home and sat down, Emily burst in, slamming the door open with a furious glare. "Richard, are you insane? You just left without saying a word. It was supposed to be a celebration for Emma's wedding, but you had to ruin the whole mood, didn't you?" I stayed silent, head lowered. She slammed her keys onto the table with a sharp clack. "If you hate my friends so much, then fine, let's get a divorce." This was the third time Emily had brought up divorce. The first time was when Mario had just become her assistant. I'd seen how close they were and poured a drink over him in anger. She'd said coldly, "If you're really that jealous and insecure, then let's divorce." I broke down crying, promised I'd never do it again, and even wrote a 10,000-word apology before she forgave me. The second time was when I caught Emily and Mario leaving a hotel together. I exploded, shouted at them both, and she immediately suggested divorce again. I knelt before her, sobbing uncontrollably, begging her to forgive me, promising I'd never be jealous of Mario again. And now, this was the third time, but unlike before, I didn't react the way she expected. This time, I agreed. "Fine," I said simply. The air froze. The silence was so sharp you could hear a pin drop. Emily's breath quickened. Her face showed utter disbelief. "Richard, what did you just say?" I said I agree. "Let's divorce." I opened my backpack, ready to pull out the freshly drafted divorce agreement my lawyer had prepared. Chapter 7. Out of nowhere, Emily suddenly snapped, throwing the tissues and car keys from the table straight at me. "What did you just say? You want to divorce me, Richard?" I stared at her in confusion. "You were the one who mentioned divorce. I just agreed to your request." Emily froze for a moment, then suddenly let out a sharp, mocking laugh. "Oh, so you've grown some guts now, trying to play hard to get. Too bad. Richard, I don't fall for that trick." Her tone dripped with contempt, as if she'd seen right through me. Then she grabbed her bag and stormed out of the house. She disappeared for an entire month. No calls, no messages, no trace of her anywhere. I, on the other hand, adjusted surprisingly fast. Life without her felt lighter, freer, almost peaceful, until one night, around dawn, my phone rang. It was Emma. "Richard, Emmy's drunk and crying really hard. Please come to Bar X. I can't handle her by myself." I answered coldly. "Just put her in a cab and take her home. I've already gone to bed. If she's too heavy, call Mario." See how thoughtful I was? I even gave Emily a perfect chance to cozy up to Mario. Maybe I deserved some credit for that. But somehow, the drunken woman still came home. The moment she stepped inside, she exploded, screaming that I had no conscience, then sat down by my bed, just staring at me in silence. It creeped me out so much I barely slept that night. After that, Emily changed completely. She started coming home on time every day after work, even bringing me different kinds of afternoon tea to my office, each time buying enough for the whole department. Back then, I used to overthink everything. She'd casually toss me a trinket, and I'd treasure it like it was gold, even posting about it on my social media. But this time, no matter what gifts she gave, I didn't post a single thing. It was as if the topic of divorce had never been mentioned. But pretending it hadn't happened didn't mean it truly hadn't. I quietly went to see a lawyer. That Friday after work, Samuel invited me to their company's new private club. It was my first time in such a luxurious place. I actually got lost in the halls. As I stood by a private room, looking around, someone suddenly hugged me from behind. "Richard, did you come looking for me?" "Emily, how could I possibly run into her here?" Her face was full of surprise and excitement. Her features softened under the dim, suggestive lighting. "I called you and you wouldn't come. I was just about to head home. But since you're here, stay and have some fun with us." Before I could respond, she pulled me into the private room. Mario, thinking Emily had returned alone, immediately stood up and reached for her hand. The moment he saw me, his smile froze. "Richard, you actually came here, to a club," he said, stressing the next words. "Did you come with someone?" His eyes swept over me, full of veiled mockery. "Emmy told me you were the quiet, stay-at-home type, always cooking dinner and waiting for her every night. But now it seems Richard knows how to have fun too, huh?" My gaze fell on the necklace around his neck. My heart sank. That was the gold pendant I'd given her last Valentine's Day, a limited edition piece from a luxury brand. At some point, Emily had stopped wearing it. When I'd asked where it was, she'd brushed me off impatiently. "It's just a necklace. Who knows where I put it?" When I pressed her again, her expression twisted into anger. "For God's sake, it's just a damn necklace. Why do you keep asking about it? It was ugly anyway. I never even liked it. Lost is lost. You give me a gift and then won't shut up about it. What's wrong with you, Richard? Are you crazy?" Chapter 8. So she gave it to him. It was the first time Emily formally introduced me to her clients, and I could only greet them one by one. I didn't expect those clients to start complimenting us as a perfect match. The woman blushed until her face looked like a red apple. After the greetings, I sat down and ate some fruit from the platter. Mario took the initiative to sit beside me and strike up a conversation, his fingers constantly twirling a pendant. Seeing me staring blankly at the pendant, Emily nervously tugged at my sleeve and whispered, "The last time we went to that seaside event, Mario didn't have any accessories, so I lent him this pendant. I got too busy afterward and forgot to take it back, but I was just thinking about what to order for lunch tomorrow. The sweet and sour pork I had today was pretty good, and yesterday's fried chicken wasn't bad either. Oh, it's just a pendant. If you forgot to take it back, let it go. Don't be so stingy, Richard. When are you getting here? Everyone's already arrived, and there's someone you'd never expect to see. Come on, hurry up." Samuel was urging me. I turned to Emily and said, "You guys keep having fun. I have something to take care of first." Before Emily could say anything, Mario reached out to stop me. "Richard, you're not jealous about me and Emmy, are you? We're just colleagues. It's not what you think." What kind of person waves their hand right in front of someone's face when trying to stop them? I had already seen the ring on his finger. When Emily and I were shopping once, we passed by a jewelry store. I suggested that since we'd been married for a while but never bought matching rings, we should get a pair. I dragged her inside, but just as I was trying on a ring, she answered a call from Mario and left without even saying goodbye. The ring I tried on that day, that's the one, and the matching one is on Emily's hand. When Emily saw that I had noticed the rings, she panicked and tried to explain, but I simply pushed her toward Mario's arms. "Congratulations to you both for finding your match. Those who aren't loved should take the initiative to step aside. Mario, I'll finalize the divorce with Emily soon. Make sure to save me a seat at the main table for your wedding banquet." I smiled naturally, without a trace of sadness on my face, without caring about anyone's reaction in the room. I walked out alone. Emily broke free from Mario's embrace and rushed after me. Her face, once rosy with blush, was now completely pale. She followed behind me and said anxiously, "Richard, listen to me. It's not like that." I didn't understand what she meant and asked, "What's there to explain? You two seem so happy together. I sincerely wish you the best." "It's not like that. There's nothing between Mario and me. The ring, I just asked him to help me buy it. I didn't know he bought one for himself too. If you don't like it, I'll just throw it away." Then she yanked off the ring and flung it hard. People walking by stopped and stared, whispering about her emotional outburst. I frowned and said, "Emily, you're an adult. Whatever this is, we can talk about it after I finish with my friends." Calm down. It had been like this before. The first time I saw her drunk, she was collapsed in Mario's arms. The sight of their closeness drove me mad, and I stopped them in the street, shouting like a lunatic. After slapping me hard across the face, Emily said the exact same thing back then. Chapter 9. Now that those words came out of my mouth, disbelief filled her eyes. I shook off her hand. Samuel and I hung out until 3 in the morning before calling it a night. During that time, Emily kept messaging me nonstop, almost every 15 or 20 minutes. Another WeChat notification would pop up. She kept asking when I'd be done, or telling me not to drink too much, reminding me that my stomach was weak, that she'd gone out to buy me medicine, and to let her know once I felt better. She said she'd be waiting for me in the car outside the whole time. It wasn't until her 10th call that I finally picked up. Richard, are you done? I'm downstairs. Wait for me, I'll come up to get you. I already left with my friends. You should go home. Emily must have thought I was still angry and lying to her on purpose. No matter what I said, she wouldn't believe me. She insisted on coming up to find me. I had no choice but to hand my phone to a senior from the same club so she could say hello to Emily on the line. Back in our college days, Emily and I officially started dating in her junior year. But before that, she knew I'd almost gotten together with Calliope, a senior 1 year ahead of me. Before Emily could blow up, I quickly ended the call to keep Calliope out of trouble. After leaving the club, my friends and I went to an escape room and played until dawn. When we finally said goodbye in the morning, I headed straight to my favorite breakfast shop. For the past few years, I'd been so busy making breakfast for Emily every day that I hadn't been back for my favorite beef dumplings and beef soup in a long time. Just as I plugged in my power bank, my phone started vibrating nonstop. A few seconds later, Emily's name popped up again. What now? Through her sobs, Emily asked, Richard, where are you? It's 9 o'clock. Obviously, I'm at work. You're lying. I'm at your office right now. You're not here. Where are you really? I rubbed my forehead and sighed. What on earth was she trying to do? Emily, don't you have a job? What? No important projects today. And since when is it your business where I am? Seeing that I wasn't hiding my anger anymore, Emily quickly tried to explain. No, Richard, I just wanted to pick you up. Can we go home and talk, please? I thought about it. I was planning to head home anyway after breakfast, so I might as well get a ride. At the breakfast shop. Which breakfast shop? Wait, I know. Richard, just wait for me. She actually remembered which breakfast shop I liked. It didn't take long for her to arrive. When I went to open the back door, she quickly reached over and opened the front passenger door instead. Sit in the front. As soon as I got in, I noticed the photo frame was gone, and the sticker had been peeled off too. I threw it away. Don't misunderstand, Richard. It was just for fun, nothing more. Please don't. It doesn't matter. Emily suddenly slammed on the brakes and turned to stare at me. What did you say? I said, I don't care what's between you and Mario, so you don't have to explain. After a sleepless night, I closed my eyes, not wanting to say another word, and she knew I wasn't lying. When we got home, I was so exhausted that I went straight to bed. I didn't wake up until noon. When I opened the door, I saw Emily had made scallion braised pork ribs and noodles with scallion oil. I called Mom to ask how to make it. Try it and tell me if it's good, she said hopefully. I looked at her expectant face, then at the overcooked, nearly burnt ribs on the plate. Chapter 10. I let out a cold laugh, picked up a rib with my chopsticks, and threw it at her. Under her shocked gaze, I snarled, You call this scallion braised pork ribs? Are you trying to poison me? Emily didn't even care about the stains on her clothes. She started crying, saying it was her first time making it, but around this time last year, she had come home drunk. Mario had brought her back, and she said she wanted to eat the scallion braised ribs I made. After I cooked it for her, she took one bite and said, This tastes awful. I really don't understand what kind of person could like this. Then spat it out and dumped the rest into the trash. She did that just because Mario had casually said, You two seem really close. Just because she saw the hint of loneliness in Mario's eyes, she chose to hurt me. And right at that moment, Mario happened to call, said he'd been hit by a car, was all alone, and the only person he could think of was Emily. Richard, Mario just graduated. He doesn't have any friends in this city. I'll just go check on him and come right back, she said. When I get back, we can celebrate your birthday properly. Okay, let's go to that restaurant on the Pearl, the one you said you wanted to try before. Her act of being both righteous and pitiful made me sick. Before she could reach for my hand, I quickly pulled away. Got it. See you tonight. Hearing my agreement, she sighed in relief, grabbed her car keys, and rushed out. She didn't even wait for the elevator. She ran down the fire stairs. The moment she left, I started packing my things. I didn't have much, just one suitcase and a backpack. I placed the only 3 gifts she had ever given me on the table. Beside the divorce agreement and property settlement the lawyer had drafted, my signature was already on them. Standing at the doorway, I took one last look at the home I had lived in for years. After I told Emily about the divorce, she went completely hysterical, calling me nonstop. When she rushed home and saw that every trace of me was gone, she broke down crying. but I knew Emily too well. She had always been cold by nature. Within just 3 months, she completely let go of the past and stopped pretending. She and Mario no longer hid their relationship, openly affectionate in front of everyone. Their social media pages instantly became a shrine to their public displays of affection, showing off their love without restraint. 3 months after I moved out, I felt alive again, no longer the numb, lost person I had been for years. No more waking up early to make her breakfast. I could finally live by my own habits and choices, without constantly trying to please her, only to be told I wasn't doing things right. No more jealousy, no more overthinking. I started enjoying both my work and my life. Before long, the company decided to promote me. I was being transferred to head our branch office in France. One evening, my senior Calliope and Samuel organized a farewell dinner for me at a Western restaurant. We were having a great time when, to my utter disbelief, I ran into Emily and Mario there. She spotted me instantly, walked straight over, and grabbed my arm, trying to pull me outside. Thankfully, Calliope quickly stepped in and blocked her, giving me a chance to pull free. Emily, what the hell are you doing? Before she could speak, Mario pointed at me furiously and shouted, Richard, Emmy's been so good to you, and you're here cheating on her with this woman. Don't forget, you two aren't even divorced yet. At those words, Emily exploded like a lit fuse. She snatched up her purse and hurled it straight at Calliope. Chapter 11. You bitch, seducing my husband, don't you have any shame? After Calliope was hit, I immediately pulled her behind me and warned Emily to stop making a scene. Mario tried to jump in again, but I couldn't hold back anymore. I stepped forward and slapped him twice across the face. You filthy bastard. A secretary who's managed to climb all the way into the boss's bed. I'm just having dinner with friends and you call that cheating. But what about you? Spending every day with my wife, what do you call that? Mario clearly didn't expect me to hit him. He clutched his face and fell to the ground. Richard, you actually hit Mario for her. Do you like this woman? Yes, I like her. I thought that after hearing me say that, Emily would finally give up, but her reaction completely stunned me. You're lying. How long are you going to keep this up? I know you're just trying to make me angry. Let's go home. I'll pretend none of this ever happened. Come on, let's go ho. Before she could finish, I took Calliope's hand and interlocked my fingers with hers, raising our hands together. Emily froze mid-sentence. She couldn't understand it, how someone who had loved her so deeply, so faithfully, for so many years, could suddenly stop caring altogether. Mario scrambled up from the floor in a panic and tried to comfort her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders, but Emily shoved him away so hard that he fell again. Ignoring Mario's cries of pain as he clutched his arm, she stood there, sobbing uncontrollably, tears streaming down her face. After a few minutes, she finally began to calm down. Richard, I understand now. I know how you feel. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Let's go home, please. I promise I'll never do it again. You'd better sign the divorce papers soon. I'm leaving the country. If you don't sign within a week, I'll have my lawyer file for divorce in court. With that, I took Calliope's hand and walked out of the restaurant. My friends, seeing us leave, quietly dispersed. Calliope followed beside me, blushing as I continued to hold her hand without letting go. Finally, she gathered her courage and asked softly, what do you mean by this? Oh. Calliope, I think I like you. Was that a confession? Yes, I like you. A week later, as expected, Emily still hadn't signed the papers. I gave full authority to my lawyer to handle the divorce, then left for France with Calliope. 2 months later, my lawyer informed me that everything had been finalized. I was officially single. After the divorce, Emily fell apart. Mario no longer received her affection. After all, he had only ever been her amusement, though he was the one who took it seriously. Eventually, Emily fired Mario. She believed that if it weren't for him, I would never have left her. After firing him, she even sent someone to rough him up. Meanwhile, Calliope and I built a good life in Paris. The work environment in France was relaxed, and our project was running smoothly. It felt like my life had finally gotten back on track. Everything was moving in the right direction. Then one day, Samuel called. He told me that after being beaten by Emily's people, Mario hadn't left the city. Instead, he spent every day waiting for her downstairs at her office. One rainy day, he hit her with his car. The crash left Emily paralyzed from the waist down. Mario was arrested immediately after. In a cafe in Paris, I got down on one knee. Calliope, will you marry me? I will.